Good morning and welcome back to my channel, Rob Stevens Retirement Adventures. And it's an interesting name, not only for a YouTube channel, but also for retirement. You know, I do watch many other videos that people post on YouTube to do with retirement. And I watched one the other day from a couple that also lives in Ontario, and it was called "You're Richer Than You Think in Retirement." And I wanted to I wanted to talk about that a little bit because a lot of the times people will associate wealth with being rich, and I don't think you can really do that in retirement because a lot of people have a different definition of what being rich really is. Is being rich having $5 million in the bank? Is rich being someone that has a fulfilled life, a significant other that cares about them, good friends that you can spend time with and enjoy your retirement and your life? And I wanted to touch on that because there are all kinds of different decisions that you'll have to make as you go into retirement, and you should be preparing for well before you get to retirement. To do with your finances, as well as where you're going to live, how you're going to live, where you're going to travel, how you're going to travel. All of these different things can, I guess, when you think about it, define how rich of a retirement that you're actually going to have. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is retirement is a process. You don't just wake up one day and go, well, next month I'm going to retire, or 6 months from now I'm going to retire because, I'm just sick and tired of working and I don't like my boss and I don't want to work anymore. And, I've got health problems, so I just don't want to do this anymore. In reality, if you want to be richer than you think in retirement, you need to start planning for retirement years and years in advance, and not just saving money. Saving money and investing money is one very important part of retirement. But the other important parts of retirement is making sure that whatever money that you save um, gets used and consumed as efficiently as possible. And one of the things that a lot of retired people don't really take into consideration is how the tax system is going to treat them in retirement. And the tax system can really make a big difference on, how rich you're going to be in retirement. Because if you're somebody that is lucky enough to have, let's say, a pension from a school system or the government and such, then it's still important to know how to pay the least tax that you possibly can in retirement. Everybody can't just throw that to the wind. It doesn't matter what your income each month may be from some kind of a defined pension. But all across the board, from low-income seniors to seniors that have, very large pension income, to people who are in the middle somewhere that have saved and have RSPs and TFSAs and, other investment vehicles. Um, but, one of the things that people don't think about is that, and it doesn't really, you don't hear this very much, but one of the most important things I believe to have when you go into retirement and even in retirement is access to just plain old cash. Um, you've heard the expression before, cash is king. Well, it really is. And how cash can protect you and make you richer in retirement is by having the ability to get through tough times. Right now, the stock market is down considerably. There are a lot of very large corporations on the markets. Google, Microsoft, lots of prominent stocks that are great stocks to own, but a lot of them are down, 10, 15, 20, 25%, 30%. I mean, Facebook's down almost 50%. And how cash comes into play is this. If you have some cash sitting in the bank, or you can access it through your house, via a line of credit, but preferably not on a line of credit. Preferably you've got it sitting aside, that money isn't, your cash that you have wasn't created by debt. To have that cash free and clear is your best bet. But what cash does and how that affects how rich you'll be in retirement is this. Times like now, if you have to be taking money out of your investments, whether it be your RSP or even a regular trading account or even a TFSA, if you have to take money out of these accounts to fund your retirement when the markets are down, that's going to affect your longevity of your money in the long run. So having cash sitting on the sidelines, instead of taking money out of your RSP or any of your other investment accounts, in times like now when the market is down, if you've got cash sitting on the sidelines that you can use to fund your monthly expenses, it's going to save you a ton of money in the long run, because it's never a good idea to sell investments when they're down. And if you have to arbitrarily take money out, if you're over 71 and you now have to take out, 5% or 8% or whatever the government is stipulating at a particular time, then you're selling those investments at a loss. And that can severely impact your money's longevity in retirement. So to be richer in retirement, one of the things that you need to do is ensure that you have cash sitting on the sidelines for emergencies. Just like when markets dip, when markets correct. Right now we're living in a time where inflation is at very high levels, and it's affecting seniors that are retired. I know it's affecting me in the sense that I went to the grocery store yesterday. I think I had a bag and a half of groceries and it was $47. And I look for bargains. I don't just go out and willy-nilly buy whatever's on the shelf. I have an app on my phone called Flip, and I look for bargains all the time. So that's one thing that you need to do to be richer in retirement, is you need to have cash. And before you retire, they usually call that an emergency fund. And that's in case you lose your job or you get, you're ill and you can't work for a while. So, you'll have an emergency fund to help you get through those times. Well, the same thing is true in retirement. You need to have cash to be able to get through the downturns in the markets and so on. And the other thing with cash is you can turn around and you can take advantage of some of these stocks when they're down. But the only thing I would say on that is trying to time the market and know when it's going to hit the bottom is extremely difficult. One indication now for a lot of what's going on in the markets is the fact that interest rates are going up. And interest rates typically, when they're going up, affect equity markets. So a lot of the big names, have taken a hit because when it's riskier to buy equities, so, whatever the equity might be from the NASDAQ or the S&P or the TSX, a lot of big funds, pension funds and institutions will pull back the money that they have in equities, and they'll buy more bonds, and they'll actually stay a lot more. Their percentage of cash on the sidelines will increase as well, because they know that, you know, when interest rates rise, they can sometimes get the same amount of money from a bond or other investments without the risk of buying a equity. Um, so some other ways that you can be richer in retirement is, you know, to make sure that you plan. Um, you know, planning is key for your taxes, for withdrawals out of your investments, all of these things. And as I've said in other videos, you know, one of the most important things, in my opinion, for a senior in Canada to have is a TFSA with as much money in it as humanly possible. If you can get money out of your RRSP and get it into a TFSA and pay very little tax doing so, that's also a big advantage going forward in your retirement, because all the money that accumulates in the TFSA is tax-free, and it doesn't affect any of your government benefits. So if you're generally receiving the guaranteed income supplement, taking money out of your TFSA doesn't lower your benefit in that for instance. So I just wanted to make this short video and talk about you know, the fact that cash is king in unstable times, and the value that it can bring to you in retirement. And I firmly believe that if you want to be richer than you think in retirement, planning, tax planning, and having some cash sitting on the sidelines is definitely a good way to do that. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy my videos, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And, you know, if you have other ideas that you think are important to be richer in retirement, I'd appreciate it if you give me some comments. I get a lot of comments on my videos from folks that, you know, I've brought up a subject or explained something that I've learned through a lot of research, and they've appreciated it. And, you know, I've said, geez, I never even thought of that, or I didn't know how that's how that worked. And, you know, I interact with some of the other YouTube channels as well, and I've been able to clarify some information that people, you know, have watched another YouTube channel and weren't sure about something, and even the person doing the YouTube video wasn't sure about it. And through the research that I've done and the time that I've spent researching all the things about retirement that affect myself and my wife, I've been able to answer a lot of questions. So give me the comments. I love it. You know, I like doing the research, and, you know, knowledge is very important in retirement, knowing how the system works, and, you know, how your investments work and how they affect your government entitlements and that sort of thing. So please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, hit the like button. Helps me on YouTube. And as always, thanks for watching. And I hope you have a great day, and you're staying safe in this, as they keep saying, trying time. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye now.